The Icons of Real Estate Podcast. Are you ready to learn the proven money-making secrets from top-producing icon agents? Ready to skyrocket your business? This podcast is for you. Tune in every week with your host, Tomasz Fonseca, and find out how to implement proven strategies to 10 times your business, from $3 million to $30 million in just 12 months. Brought to you by the Masters in Real Estate Marketing, Arter SEO.
Welcome to the Icons of Real Estate podcast, where we highlight top professionals making waves in the industry. I'm your host, Karen Roberts, and today we're excited to introduce Jill Higgins. After 8 years of being in the real estate business, seeing a gap because she didn't feel that real estate agents were getting recognition for their hard work. And there isn't actually a national reward, which is hard to believe. So she is launching a new program to give recognition to hardworking real estate agents all across the country. So welcome to the show, Jill.
Thanks so much for having me, Karen. I'm really excited to talk to you today and share how hardworking agents can finally get the recognition they deserve.
Fantastic. So, let's start with what inspired you to launch a rewards program coming from a real estate business.
Yeah, for many years, my business partner, her name is Chris. Chris and I were a real estate team until we sold our business last year. But we were not ready to leave the industry. We love it, and we had dedicated so much time to it. And we set out to make a difference because we were outsiders when we first started. And we know firsthand the feeling of hustling tirelessly and still being overlooked. And when we entered the real estate industry, we were determined to leave our mark and be successful, but it was so hard. We felt like other agents were often chosen based on connections rather than merit. And despite our hard work, we struggled to get noticed. So one day, everything changed for us. A local newspaper editor recognized our efforts, giving us some much-needed validation. And that single moment was a game changer for us. It opened doors we never thought would be possible. But we also realized that this kind of recognition is so rare, and it's like winning the lottery. Most hardworking agents never get that break, no matter how exceptional they are. And here's the truth. Awards based solely on sales volume, they don't reflect an agent's true abilities. So that's where we landed. We created Estex Awards because we believe it's time for a change. We're here to shake things up on a national level, to recognize agents for their excellence, not just their numbers. And with Estex, you'll get the recognition you deserve and join a community of driven, passionate movers and shakers who are redefining the real estate industry.
Fantastic. And how can that help a realtor? What would having an award, achieving an award, what could that actually do for their business?
That's a great question. What we found is most home buyers and sellers need third-party validation. They need to know, it's one of the most important financial decisions they will make in their life. And they often don't trust themselves to choose the right agent. So they start asking friends and family who they should use as an agent and trying to find ways to reassure themselves that they are choosing the right agent. And as you mentioned, there is no awards program on a national level in the United States doing what we are doing. So that was our goal, not just to help real estate agents, but also help home buyers and sellers find an agent that is, known for doing all the things that are necessary to be not just a good agent, but a great agent.
Because, how many are there out there? There are many. And how
Yes.
how do the public come and find a realtor? Are they looking on Zillow or some of these other websites? But when all they're given is a professional headshot maybe and a short bio, if there even is a bio, then where do they look? Where do they turn to? So is that what you're looking to achieve? So for it to be national for the public to then come and find the right fit for them?
Absolutely. That is exactly what we want to do because you're right. That is usually the only method they have to choose an agent, or they ask friends and family. But even if they ask friends and family, some people are just going to recommend somebody because it's their friend or their cousin and not necessarily because they are the right agent for the job. So that's what we're here to do. Help people get the recognition that they deserved. Because if you're doing a really good job in real estate, you often get overlooked, because you're so busy working hard. And we want to help those agents get that spotlight that they deserve. So we have a really rigorous criteria we worked a long time to develop. And buyers and home sellers can rest assured that our agents meet those criteria. We judge every application thoroughly. So they have been vetted to a large degree by the time they receive
And
our award.
and so what are some of the things that these realtors then need to focus on if they're going to ever have an opportunity to win an award?
Yeah, we spell out our award criteria on our website. We don't want to have any mystery with that. Before anybody decides to apply, they can rest assured that they meet our criteria. And we're looking for things like a social media presence. We're not looking for a tremendous amount of followers because we think it's honestly better to have a smaller amount of followers who can actually use you. If a realtor in a small town has 500,000 followers, it doesn't really mean anything if they're not local buyers. So we're looking for a social media presence, active in posting, active in receiving reviews. We do look for an active listing so that we can verify things like quality photos, quality listing descriptions. We want to be sure that they have closed at least 5 transactions, and we verify this on websites like Zillow. We also look for a positive rating on the agent. So we do this again on Zillow or Realtor.com. We'll look to be sure they have at least 5 positive reviews. And then, as mentioned, we look into their photos. We also like to make sure they either have a link to a 3D tour or a video walkthrough, that they're using those capabilities. We like to see at least one example of print marketing. So basically, what it boils down to is we're looking at their social media savvy, their reputation and reviews, their transaction activity, their marketing proficiency. And then the last thing that we require is an endorsement from their broker. So we have a simple form that their broker fills out to recommend them as well.
Fantastic. So it sounds like it's all about being transparent so that the buyer or the seller can see that this person, number one, knows what they're talking about
Yes.
and
Yeah.
has experience, and it builds on the trust factor. Is that what I'm hearing?
Absolutely. Absolutely. We've noticed that as the market has become more and more saturated, agents are really doing some crazy things to stand out in a competitive market. And some of those are brilliant, and they build a lot of buzz, but often they aren't sustainable or effective in building long-term trust and credibility. So we're encouraging agents to focus on providing exceptional service and letting their work speak for itself. I don't know if you have outlandish things going on where you live, but we see parodies and music videos, which again are creative and they definitely get attention on the agent, but it gets harder and harder to keep those things up. Billboards with extreme messaging. We've even seen a realtor in California doing naked house tours. So all
Oh
those
my
things get
goodness.
attention in a spotlight. They don't always promote professionalism, and you can't just keep doing one more crazier thing after another. So
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose there is so much competition out there, and it is how do you stand out in a crowded market, and what separates you from the marketplace? But, what about, I mean, do you see that, not everybody's on social media, are they? What about these slightly old who have been in the industry for years and years, and they have the old school way of doing things? They're still getting out and knocking on doors, or just
Yes.
getting on the phone and cold calling. Will this push some of those out of the way? I mean, how can they be involved in some of this?
Well, although we do require a social media presence, we are not picky about which channel people are on. It can be Facebook, which does tend to be the older crowd, Instagram, or it can be TikTok. So we're not picky about which channel. And we do know some agents who are not on social media at all. And we see that those agents just don't excel. You don't have to be on social media every day. You don't have to be putting out content 24/7 to qualify for our award. But we do think it is important to have some type of presence in today's real estate market, or you're really not doing your home seller. You're not giving them all of the effort that they deserve, because home buyers are indeed on social media and looking other places other than just websites like Zillow.
So this actually could help then realtors maybe look at what they're currently doing and what they can do a
Hmm.
little bit more to get this recognition. And how is this going to affect them? How is someone who wins an award, what do you think it's going to do for themselves, not just for their business, but how is it going to make them feel?
Well, I think people get a lot of satisfaction from winning this award, and that's what we wanted, because we do know of one other company. I would not personally consider it to be a legitimate awards business. If you send them a check, you get an award. And that's why we did this. We wanted to be credible. We wanted outstanding realtors to get the recognition they deserve. But also, as you mentioned, you don't really get satisfaction if you're paying for an award. We want real estate agents to get the satisfaction of knowing that this actually means something, that they worked hard for it. And we do offer a guide. So if an agent looks at our criteria and they realize they can't qualify for it at the moment, we have a 6-week guide that they can get on our website, where we outline for them week by week and day by day, exactly what they need to do to qualify for our award. So we will walk them right through it and get them exactly where they need to be in 6 weeks or less if they need that help.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And that will actually have a knock-on effect to their business then, if they're implementing
Yes,
these steps.
absolutely.
Brilliant. So would you like to share with the listeners a little bit about, well, how they can get started or how they can find out more?
Yes. Interested candidates can visit our website at estexawards.com. It's ESTEXAWARDS. We have an online application. And even though we have an extensive set of criteria, the application takes really 20 minutes or less to complete. And once they have applied, they don't have to do it all in one setting. They can come back and work on it later. And we are really quick about reviewing our applications. Our website says we review them all within 60 days, but we try to do it much sooner than that. And for those who apply for our award and do receive it, they get a customized digital award graphic, which they can use across their online platforms. So, website, social media, email. It allows them to showcase their achievement instantly. We believe that's the best because it offers flexibility, immediate recognition, and widespread visibility. We do also offer a store where award recipients can purchase items featuring the award graphics, such as phone cases and water bottles, which not only display their success, but also serve as great conversation starters with potential clients.
Brilliant. So it sounds like a bit of an all-round service that you're providing, and to give, the hardworking realtors who, may not have the funds to then
Yes.
purchase these fake awards that aren't real. But I suppose a lot of people who are up there due to the amount of transactions, then nobody else is getting a chance, even though they're putting in the effort. So you're recognizing them for doing the work rather than just simply on the amount of transactions that they've done. It's great idea.
Absolutely. And as you mentioned, the fake awards that you pay to receive, the ones we would receive in the mail were $500 or $600. And if you were willing to pay that, you could get your award. But the thing is, when home buyers and sellers, if they look up that award and they go to that website, they kind of see what it is. They see that there's not much behind it. Our application fee is only $125. We wanted to keep it attainable for everyone, particularly our first year. And we do even have a promo code for your listeners that we'll be glad to share with you.
Fantastic. So, and well, when realtors at the end of the day this is their whole business is built on, referrals, building relationships. If they find out that you've paid for an award, you've just ruined could be years of building on the know,
Yes.
like, and trust factor. So it sounds like a very quick way to ruin your credibility, ruin your reputation. Whereas what you're trying to do is offer something that hasn't been out there previously. So how exciting. So would you like to share with the listeners, how they can get that and how they can get a promo code even better?
Yeah, absolutely. Our promo code for you is ICONS50. So ICONS 50. So your podcast
Brilliant.
icons and then 50 all together. If they use that, they will receive 50% off of our application fee.
Fantastic. Well, you're offering a fantastic service, and I'm sure there's many realtors out there that, they want to be recognized for their hard work and dedication to the industry. So, well, our last question is always the same, because here at Icons of Real Estate Podcast, well, we're not just a podcast, we're a podcast production company. We are the #1 real estate podcast network out there in the States. So if you had your own podcast, what do you think you'd call it?
I think I'd call it the Spotlight.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect, in alignment with what you're doing with the awards. So brilliant. Thank you, Jill. Thank you so much for your time today. And I wish you all the best with this launch of this award program. So listeners, realtors out there, get in touch and apply. I will be back with the Icons of Real Estate podcast. Bye for now.